When you talk about the history of Nine Court Square, which consisted of 7 buildings, you first have to talk about their age. Each of the 7 buildings were built in the 1870s, which means that all of them were at least 150 years old. The buildings were in such a deplorable condition that I had a friend, as a matter of fact, he used to work for me at the F&M Bank. And he came to me and said, I think you should consider preserving Nine Court Square. And I said, well, why do you say that? And he said, well, the county is seriously considering tearing down the building and moving to the county. It was finally resolved whereby the F&M Bank would get Nine Court Square. Our reason for doing that was that we wanted to bring our holding company headquarters here. And it would be much more practical for us to have one building than having 7 separate buildings. And that was one reason why we combined them all together. We preserved everything that was possible to preserve that was original to the buildings. At one of the holding company board meetings, I told them that I realized that once I retired that they would probably sell the company. And that if they did, this building was not to be a part of that transaction. The building was transferred to the Feltner Community Foundation. I discussed it with my family, and my wife Helen and Jill said, well, why don't we convert it to a museum? We have all the Kunstler paintings that went with the building. And Helen said, I have my lamp collection, you have your Stein collection, your bank collections, and children's glassware collections. Why don't we put all those in the building and convert it to a museum? I was principally involved in the relocation of Shenandoah from Dayton to Winchester. One reason that I decided to give them the building was because of my association with Shenandoah. And I was chairman of their development committee, which meant that I had to do the legwork of raising funds for them outside to the general public. From that standpoint, I feel very close to Shenandoah, and I was delighted that we were able to work out an agreement.